time for Bronco Brad from Love Ford in Henryetta.
Down in Oklahoma, there's a place called Henryetta. They don't allow no dancing in that town.
Good morning, Green Country, and welcome to the Bronco Brad Show, live from Henryetta, America. Crossroads I-40 and Highway 75, just a mere short drive from, well, anywhere. It's the center of the universe. You know what I'm talking about. And Henryetta, by the way, is home of some great folks. And I got one sitting next to me, and I appreciate him coming in. David Garrett, you're in for a real treat today. This is a sports guru. So let me tell you about some other Henriettans that come from here. Some great ones. How about a 16-time world champion, bronc rider, bull rider, all-around cowboy, the great Jim Shoulders. And then a guy I think you're familiar with, David. He is a 3-time Super Bowl champion. He's a Hall of Famer. He's got his own beer. I'm talking about the great Troy Aikman. And last but certainly not least, one of the greatest actresses of all time. She played in movies that won Oscars. She won a Tony. And she played in great TV shows like Designing Women and, of course, Bewitched, the great Alice Ghostly. So, yeah, I am from Love Ford, Bronco Brad, and I've got with me David Garrett today. David, thanks for coming in.
Howdy, Brad. Thank you. My pleasure.
David is a renowned sportscaster, and he is from right here in Henryetta. What are you up to now? You're out in Beggs?
Yes, I had a major life change 4 years ago, and my mom's still alive here in Henryetta, so I moved home thinking, I may live with her for a little while till I get my things gathered together and decide what to do, and it's just been one good thing after another happened since moving here. And right now the adventure is at Beggs, and I got certified, and I'm going to be a full-time instructor and try to close out my part of my career as a high school instructor at Beggs.
I got to tell you, it's a great place to do that. We do Love Ford does a athlete of the week, and I think it used to be 2 athletes of the week. I said, man, you're watering this down. It's on 1 athlete of the week. But anyways, we do an athlete of the week, and it's in the Green Country area, kind of in our region, our county. So Henryetta, Okmulgee, Dewar, Beggs is in there, and Preston and a lot of other great schools. I'm missing some, obviously. There's a lot in there. And yeah, we give out to tennis. And you know what? They're great. And they're very appreciative. But when we go and we deliver these plaques and it's in the newspaper, and we give them a plaque, and we go shake their hand and put that in the paper too. Beggs, out of all the schools, I mean, it's a production. And it's like a full-on assembly, and the parents like come in and boom, and standing ovation.
Backdrops.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. I mean it's
like signing day.
I get butterflies when I go there. I'm just like, man, Beggs is fired up. Not that the other schools aren't appreciative or anything. You go in there, but it's usually just lately it's been my wife, but if either one of us go in, and we go in there, and we got the athlete and we got the coach, and we shake hands, and that's cool and that's great. But I am overwhelmed. Beggs is just so they're into it.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And wait till next year. But
is
I've got a few ideas.
Yeah.
But Kendall Daniels, of course, is drafted in the NFL this past couple of weeks. And
I'm glad you mentioned that.
He was a Beggs demon.
A great kid.
Yeah.
Sorry, man, I didn't mean to call you a kid. Probably 10 days before the draft, he's been in several times to the store. He was getting his Dodge truck worked on. Yeah, Dodge, and he's coming to our service department. That's right. We got one of the greatest service departments of all time.
Amen.
Love Ford and Henryetta. So he's in there, and we're visiting, and I asked him. I was like, well, I mean, obviously you don't have a choice in the matter, but where would you think you would like to go? And he was going to San Francisco to go talk to him that week, and he's supposed to come on the show. I'm sure it's a whirlwind with him right now, but he said Atlanta.
No kidding.
I want to go to Atlanta. I don't want to be too close, but I want to be kind of where it's an easy get to. Atlanta's got a good airport. It's not too far. Get there. It's in the South. I want to go to Atlanta. And he called his own shot, man. He got drafted by Atlanta.
He's picked a good town. I like Atlanta a lot. It's kind of our New York City this far south, but I've spent some time in Atlanta. Atlanta's especially
great.
at their restaurants.
I went to I was in the Army, and I was stationed at Fort Benning, which is Columbus, Georgia, which is right on the border. I mean, Phoenix City's right there in Alabama. You're in Alabama in 2 seconds. Auburn is probably 30 minutes is where I spend a lot of time. But I was there 91, and I don't know if you remember 91, but you're a big sports guy, but they had some extra baseball games that year. And I was fortunate enough, I don't know how I got a ticket for $75 to the 91 World Series Game 5, Minnesota Twins and Atlanta Braves. And
you could see Maddox or any of those?
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. And they won that game. They lost the series. Kirby was incredible. Went 7, but they won that game. So, and it was overwhelming. The lights. You walk in. That was what was it called? Fuller County.
Yeah,
Stadium
Fulton County Stadium.
Yep. It's since changed.
Never went there.
Never.
I did several games in the Georgia Dome and never got to the Mercedes-Benz, but never went to a baseball game in Atlanta.
Yeah, well, it's awesome. I wish you could have made that. Speaking of,
there's my contribution to today's show.
Speaking of Atlanta, I don't know how the connection is here, but we lost another mogul in broadcasting this week. Ted Turner.
Oh yeah,
passed away.
Yeah.
Didn't he have something to do with the Braves?
Oh yeah, he owned them.
Yeah, he owned them. Yeah.
Started CNN.
Yeah.
Headline News is his baby. He got things rolling on things that were outside of major networks. You can't do that. Oh, yes, I can, and he did. Of course, he was gazillionaire and could.
Yeah. So back then, you know, a lot of people in this area are Cardinal fans or Ranger fans, proximity, but there's a lot of old timers that are Cardinal fans because of the old broadcasts we would get.
Jack Buck, right? Harry Carey.
Oh man, we lost another great broadcaster, Sterling.
Oh yeah,
for the Yankees win. The Yankees win. Yeah, he passed away. Wasn't it this week or last week? Yeah, man, that's crazy. I'll miss that. Yeah, but so we have a lot of Cardinals fans, but WGN came out and they put the Cubs in front of us, and then we got a lot of Cubs fans, and Ted Turner he made a lot of us Braves fans.
Yes, he did.
He put them in front of our face. So Ted is gone. So he will be missed. But yeah, you're a big broadcaster. We were with the Dallas Cowboys.
I was 95 to 98. Did 3 seasons. Got to do a Super Bowl.
Troy was still there, obviously. You did
Troy
the Super Bowl.
Started all 3 years.
When you said Super Bowl, we knew Troy was there because he was the last one to be there. Yeah, how was that?
Well, game day is hard, and the game is difficult. And the thing about Super Bowl is it's made for television. And so we did some plays and change possessions and pause for 3 minutes. And do some plays and change possessions and pause for 3 more minutes.
Because of the TV
timeouts. And so it is more of a television production and less fun to do as a game. Now, don't get me wrong. It was great doing a winner, and calling that game was a dream come true. But that wasn't our best broadcast of the year, and that wasn't the best game Dallas played all year. Their best game, they beat Green Bay in the NFC Championship the 2 weeks before. That was our best broadcast.
Man, I think I saw you had to fill in for an OSU baseball game recently.
I did. I filled in for Stillwater High School,
okay.
And they were playing Tulsa Union that day, and I had agreed to do some of their high school games. I'm friends with that group still up there, and I engineered a University of Texas at Arkansas basketball game in March, and I called some Texas games, baseball and basketball, the year before, but I haven't done the last football play-by-play I did was Morris at Westville 4 years ago. I haven't done a football play-by-play since. Now, I've done other things, and I have some expertise in some other areas,
Right.
and still in the broadcast side, and still have friends in the business, and still get called. But there's where my kind of stretch was.
Did they ever have you do something that you knew absolutely nothing about? Like, I had to go do a Cameron women's volleyball game.
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Nothing about it.
No. I mean, there were some semi-pro football. You know, the guys that I call them high school heroes, and I don't really necessarily mean that derogatorily.
Sure.
Derogatorily, but when they
that.
still think they're high school heroes at age 34 and can still play or whatever, then you have minor league football,
right.
And so all these teams would pop up. Well, I couldn't get me the lineup before kickoff. I'm like, I can't do play-by-play. I agreed to do one of their games. And that was as close as I came to ever doing a game without knowing anybody out there or any semblance of organization. But that's only happened even all the high school games. I've done about 2,500 play-by-plays.
Wow.
They all get me the lineups. But you got to stay on them.
Yeah.
And some of that stuff's provided. The hardest sports to do are the smallest, the Henryetta versus Morris. The easiest is the NFL because everybody does your work for you. Here's your stats. Here's your tendencies. Now, it's even better now with internet and technology, but back in the day, we'd go to the team library and look that stuff up. You have to know that stuff before you go into a broadcast. The hardest stuff's the stuff you have to create on your own, like high school games or American Legion games.
Right.
The higher up you go, you ask for it and they hand it to you. So I love those games, the hard ones, way more than I did the ones you get the most glory for, because there's really art that's taking place in doing those little games. And up in the big time, you've got a spotter here and a spotter there and a statistician back there and an engineer up there and a producer telling you when to talk and when to shut up and two color analysts that fill every blank that you can't fill, and all I have to do is watch the game and do the plays. And so that's easy.
I'd be scared to death.
You have to get over that part.
That's awesome.
I'll tell you, time for a first game story?
Yeah.
First game, true story. I can't use words that were used, but I got to do the New Orleans Saints at 32 years old, 1992. You remember when you were 32?
No.
At 32 years old, I got to do the Saints. And Archie Manning is my color analyst with Jim Henderson. Yes, that guy. We go to Chicago to play a preseason game.
Also number 8, folks.
Yeah, absolutely. Changed from Ole Miss, where it was 18. But anyway,
right. Look at this.
But Archie was 8. I like to call Archie's number on the the roulette table. Come on, Archie, or come on, Troy. So I'm doing a Saints game. It's a preseason game. We're in Chicago playing the Bears, and it's Monday Night Football. It's preseason, but it's still a big deal because it's Monday Night Football and it's the first preseason game. August of '92.
Bobby Hebert.
Bobby Hebert started. Saints won in overtime. Kerry Blanchard kicks the game-winning field goal. But
Nice.
Before we took the air that night, and we had done a couple of little practice warm-ups, but we hadn't done a game. And Archie kind of talked in that low drawl like this, and I get back up to the booth, and he said, "Garrett, you're pretty good at this, but don't F this up tonight, will you?" And I was horrified. And they were getting me. They all sat back and laughed. And of course, I did the broadcast and did fine. Saints won in overtime. And as soon as it was over, I said, I got to go to the restroom, and I went to the bathroom and threw up.
Wow.
The nerves finally came out of me. But that's Archie Manning. So now, when there's a big game, all my other friends know that Manning story. And so I'll text them before, let's say, Texas plays Mississippi State in a football game and tell my friend Craig, don't F this up. And you know he's not going to, but we kind of take that as we're on your side and we're behind you.
Yeah.
Whereas back then I was terrified that he was serious, and no, he wasn't. He was taking the pressure off. He knew what he was doing.
Is he as funny as Peyton?
No.
No.
You could see where he is a descendant of Archie, though. I mean, that's a funny family.
Yeah.
That's a. You could do a whole show on that, but they're a funny family.
You watch their Monday night presentation. Arch and not Arch, but Peyton and
in my truth here,
yeah,
in my recovery that I've gone through and my changing of what's important and what's not, I quit watching television.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And including games, I'll subscribe to a service to watch a big game. But I watched Super Bowl last year. The last football game I watched, start to finish on television, was Oklahoma State, Texas in the Big 12 championship here 3-4 years ago. That's the last one I got it's probably bore you to death, but I got a 21-day YouTube subscription, watched that game and quit.
Yeah.
I just don't watch it anymore. I have other ways to be entertained, and if I want to see something bad enough, I'll buy it.
You know what's free?
The show.
The Love Ford channel on YouTube. Subscribe,
I knew you were
like,
going there.
hit us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Follow us. Stick up for me when people try to bash me. Just go in there. Hey, you jackwagon. Are you crazy? That was funny. Yeah. Get in there. I need all you in there to support me. Get in there and hit me up. Come on.
We're there.
We're friends, right? We're all buddies. Come on. So where did you get your start in radio?
KHEN, Henryetta, Oklahoma, New Lake Road, and the Indian Nations Turnpike at age 15.
So was
disc jockey.
Okay, so was that? I saw a little bit on that Night Vision that you were on their pod, and it was a good piece, but it didn't really describe it. So I'm trying to put in my head what it was. At first, it made it sound like it was a Henryetta High School exclusive channel, but I felt like they just gave you time on maybe Saturdays.
Well, it was a full-fledged station owned by
a real station, but Henryetta got to run it. Hours.
Kent Taylor, who was 3-4 classes ahead of me, began a club in Henryetta High School, broadcast club, and he really kind of launched that. But when they went out to the station, they got 1 hour a week on Saturday night at 7 o'clock, 7 to 8. When 8 came in, the other DJ came in and scooted. You got 4 15-minute segments, which is only about 2 songs, 3 songs per segment per high school kid. So 4 students could work 1 hour,
right?
And we just move out of the way and move back in. Well, my voice changed real early in life. So I'm this 5-foot kid with this voice walking around, and they had a couple people leave, and they asked me if I wanted to disc jockey full time. So I did. Nice. So I took over, and then when I was doing color for Henryetta High School play-by-play, Fighting Hens back then, that guy quit. And the owner of the radio station said, "Kid, you're doing the games from here on out." So I did the rest of Henrietta's 75-ish, 76 season, and 77 basketball, football, baseball. Basketball and football.
So back then, were you spinning them, or
yes.
were you on the carts?
No, both. Played commercials off carts.
Right.
We queued the records up, which is what he's referring to in spinning them, backwards, forwards, off the air in our headset, kind of like the DJs do now, because they're listening through theirs too. And then time for the song, you roll it, and you know what your intro. 17 seconds, listen to what the man said, or whatever the song happened to be. You could talk over that, or you kind of got the hang of it. But it was disc jockeying and taking transmitter readings and signing off and running the skunk out of the office, things like that. Small town radio.
Small town radio, yep. That's awesome.
That building is on the southeast quadrant of the Cloverleaf, outside Henryetta, going to Indian Nations Turnpike.
Awesome. So you were doing the Henryetta game. So you called a few of Troy's games back then too, maybe.
He's younger. He had not moved to Henryetta yet when I was calling high school games. He moved his 7th grade, I think. And I don't know exactly the Henryetta history of Troy Aikman, but I only saw him play once in high school, and that was when I was up at OSU. and we were on fall break, and Henryetta played a Thursday game, and Stillwater played Friday night. So I came down and watched him. He got killed by Bristow, but he was really good. But that's the only time I saw him play in high school.
Yeah, I hear some of the old timers and they talk, and some of it's probably myth, but some of it has to be true because look where he got. I mean, he's probably the most accurate passer in the history of NFL.
Amen.
He can't.
He would win the Big Bear at all carnivals.
Well, he wouldn't win the Big Bear at sending me some 8 beer here to let me try it, but that's okay, Troy. It's really not. Send me some. Come on. We've emailed. We've written you. I don't know what your problem is. Here I'm in Henryetta. I talk about your beer all the time, and I refuse to drink it and give you a thumbs up or thumbs down until you actually send it to me. You got to earn this, Troy.
It's good.
You got to earn the Super Bowl. You got to earn my good review on your beer. But anyways, I've heard a story from somebody that's in the oil business that when he hurt his shoulder at OU, or broke his leg, I guess, and he was rehabbing, and his dad asked this guy to put him to work, and he said, "Yeah, be out here at 5 o'clock." He was out there at 5 o'clock moving rocks, and then working out all afternoon. I mean, but he worked.
Yes.
He worked. He did the job and got it done, and fast. And then some other guys just tell me, while all the other kids were out playing, doing whatever they are, and that's what kids do. That's what I did. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why I'm sitting here and not, other than I'm 5'11" and a half, and I can't throw very good.
Well, if athletics is your end result, then maybe that's true. But if selling cars is your end result, then you've scored a few touchdowns.
Yeah, that's exact. That's what I always went for. I mean, I was like, NFL, screw that.
But it takes the work,
cars.
man.
But yeah, he would throw thousands of balls. His dad put an inner tube up, and he did the old school, what you see on the movies, necessary roughness out there, throwing the ball through the tube and thousands of times and just nailing it. And that's what you get. While every other kid was doing that. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but I believe it is.
I have. This will take 3 or 4 minutes to tell you the story.
Knock it
good?
Hell yeah.
Okay, Mark Tuinei, the late Mark Tuinei, was an offensive tackle for the Dallas Cowboys, All-Pro, 2-time Super Bowl winner.
Yep.
I don't think he was. I think he was. He wasn't on that team that I did. I can't remember. But anyway, Mark in the Dallas Cowboys locker room. I want to say it's, and I don't want to exaggerate here, so I want to put it in context. At Henryetta High School's bleachers at the football stadium on the west end, about half of the way down from one end to the other, about halfway down, that's as wide as or deep as the Dallas Cowboys locker room was. Now, I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay.
Tuinei walks in one day and puts a Sierra Mist can on top of his head, and they call Aikman Roy. That nobody called him Troy in Dallas. Well, we did, but the players called him Roy. And he said, "Hey, Roy, knock this off." And
I bet y'all didn't know that, did you?
And Aikman's got kind of this crooked smile back then, and he's spinning a football, and he goes, "You mean zing it or lob it?" And Tuinei, zing it. So all the media are there because we cover the Cowboys during lunch. That was our time in the locker room to see behind the Wizard of Oz curtain. So we're all aghast, like, oh, no. And so he pumped twice and threw the ball, and I don't know what was more impressive, when the ball went ting right off the top of his head and the can went away, or Mark Tuinei not flinching. Because that thing came in, I wouldn't say it was 80 miles an hour, but he threw it. And that's how accurate he was. He could put it wherever he wanted to put it.
So, what do you think it was? Mark was just that tough of a dude?
Hawaiian.
Or do you think it was, I know Troy could hit a fly from 100 meters?
Well, knowing Mark Tuinei in the little way that I think I knew him, he didn't care. If you hit me, you do. If you don't, but I don't think you're going to hit me. So I trust you well enough, throw it.
you might want to really think about hitting him. He was a bad man.
Yeah, he lost his life in an unfortunate situation, but he was as brutally tough as any Ricky Jackson with the Saints is in that same area as Mark Tuinei. Those guys, you're just not going to hurt them. If you do, they're getting right back up and they're going to hurt you. But he was one of those kind of guys.
Yeah. And, man.
And, I call Ricky Jackson with the Saints, too.
Yeah. I got that. Yeah, so the Saints and Cowboys is where you really spent most of your NFL. Yeah.
I work for Westwood One Network, and it still exists. You do a game of the week. It's for the truck drivers and people going across the country that can't get their local team.
Thank you, truck drivers, making it happen.
Yeah. And I did I lost my Cowboys job after the 97 season, and I got picked up by Westwood One at the start of the 99 season and worked 4 seasons for them.
Ain't no shame in that. There was a lot of Cowboys that lost their job after the 97 season. But I can just tell you, them truck drivers.
Coaches, too.
Coaches, too. I went to Oklahoma City yesterday, and I got tired in that drive, much less taking y'all's products all over the country. Thank you so much for that. Golly. And gas, good Lord, man, gas is high.
Not unless you bought an electric car from LUV Ford.
There you go, this guy right here, man. And you think he knows football? You come in, and I'll ask him if it's all right for you to call him. But if you have any questions, if you're thinking about an electric vehicle, this guy knows it inside and out way more than I do. He's got the fastest car in Henryetta. Nobody knows it because it doesn't look like it. But that Mach-E GT will put your head in that headrest like that. You'll know you were moving. You'll get, it's like what, 0 to 100 in like 2 seconds?
I've only done 0 to 60 in 3.5.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm telling you, if you ever thought about it, you would just drive it, you'll buy it if you were mildly interested in it. And right now, it's good timing for you, huh? Yeah, it's stupid.
Great timing for that. They'll find a way to. Well, if you charge at a local place, it costs about like gas does. They go up and down, they fluctuate. But if you charge at your house on your own outlet,
yeah,
dude, it's $3 to drive to Beggs.
And I mean, you've taken one to Iowa,
serious.
And
yes,
I can't remember if you made that Vegas trip or not. I think you didn't.
And no, we decided it was the wrong time of year to do that. But I've taken it to Dallas and Fayetteville 3 times, to Little Rock twice, and I know where the stops are. And so it just kind of indoctrinates into your daily
planning.
thinking.
You have to plan. You have to map out your time, and you really should be doing that every day, anyways, right? Make sure you get your stuff done. So. He's the right guy for it, and he's a good ambassador for that and for Henryetta and for sports in general. Man, I wish we had more time because this is probably the best show I've ever had.
Well, thank you.
You guys got a treat today, man. Give me some comments if you knew everybody called him Roy in Dallas. You're lying. This guy brought it today, and I appreciate you coming in. You're always welcome,
it's always
man.
My pleasure.
You're a great friend of the dealership and a great friend of mine, and I appreciate you coming in. And let's go get us a breakfast burrito. Let's get out of here. Oh, don't forget though, employee pricing right now. It's a great deal. Employee pricing. If the incentives are on that, if you got any special incentives that go on top of that, all included on most vehicles except for the specialty stuff. Like Raptors, you're not going to get that, but it's pretty much across the board. You get the employee pricing, you pay what we pay, really less than what we pay, because I don't get to pay what Bill Ford gets to pay, because his name's Ford, right? You get to pay what the guy pays. Dealers pay a little bit more, so you're getting to pay that plus the incentives. It's a smoking deal. Come in, plus, as always, no cost to you. The Love Plus, a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty on all new Love Fords, and you can really see it right now because the prices are across the board are the same, and it's no cost to you. It's not getting on there. It just comes to you. So come see me at Love Ford today and see all my great people. They're doing a great job, and or visit us on iloveford.com. That's LUV, baby. Peace.
LUV, baby.